Ricky Nelson, born Eric Hilliard Nelson in 1940 in Teaneck, New Jersey, entered a world already shaped by entertainment through his parents Ozzie and Harriet Nelson. From infancy, he was surrounded by radio scripts, studio lights, and the expectations of a family audience that followed their domestic life closely. The family's transition from radio to television with The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet placed Ricky and his brother David in the public eye as natural extensions of their real lives. Growing up on set blurred the lines between childhood and performance, yet it also gave him an early understanding of timing, audience connection, and charisma. While other children played anonymously, Ricky learned to navigate fame as a normal condition. This unusual upbringing created both comfort and pressure, shaping his identity as someone destined to perform, while still searching for personal independence and artistic direction beyond his family's established legacy. Within Rise through the Ozzie and Harriet show, Ricky Nelson's early recognition came directly through The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, where he appeared as a fictionalized version of himself alongside his real family. The show became one of the longest-running sitcoms in American television history, and it provided him with unmatched visibility during his formative years. Audiences watched him grow from a child into a teenager in real time, creating a rare bond between performer and viewer. His natural screen presence stood out even in family-centered storytelling, hinting at a future beyond acting alone. Producers often integrated musical segments into episodes, allowing Ricky to experiment with singing before live studio audiences. This exposure helped him build confidence and develop an instinct for performance that would later define his music career. However, the constant public attention also limited his privacy, making adolescence unusually structured and closely observed by millions of viewers across the country. At times, breakthrough in music and early rock stardom. Ricky Nelson's transition from television personality to recording artist began in the mid-1950s, when he started incorporating musical performances into The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His debut single, a cover of I'm Walking, quickly climbed the charts and signaled the arrival of a new teen idol in American popular music. Unlike many contemporaries, his appeal was amplified by national television exposure, allowing audiences to connect both his voice and face instantly. This dual presence gave him a unique advantage in the emerging rock and roll landscape. His early recordings blended smooth vocals with accessible arrangements that appealed to both teenagers and parents, helping to soften resistance to the genre. As his popularity grew, record labels recognized his commercial potential, positioning him as one of the first television-generated pop stars whose music career was inseparable from his screen identity and cultural influence in American entertainment history at large. Chart success and teen idol fame of the era. Throughout the late 1950s and early 1960s, Ricky Nelson established himself as one of the most consistent hitmakers in early rock and roll. His recordings regularly appeared on the Billboard charts, driven by a blend of smooth vocal delivery and carefully selected material that balanced pop sensibility with emerging rock energy. Songs such as Poor Little Fool, Travelin' Man, Hello Mary Lou, Lonesome Town, and It's Late solidified his reputation as a reliable chart presence. His appeal extended beyond teenagers, reaching adult audiences who appreciated his polished style. Television exposure continued to amplify his popularity, making him one of the first multimedia stars of the rock era. Fan enthusiasm often bordered on hysteria, with his image carefully curated to maintain a wholesome public persona. This combination of accessibility and star power ensured that he remained a dominant figure in American pop culture during his peak years of the era evolution into country rock and artistic maturity. Ricky Nelson's musical direction shifted significantly in the late 1960s as changing trends in rock music pushed him away from teen idol status toward a more mature artistic identity. Frustrated by declining chart dominance and audience expectations tied to his earlier hits, he began exploring country-influenced rock sounds. This evolution led to the formation of the Stone Canyon Band, which allowed him greater creative control and a more authentic musical expression. His 1972 single Garden Party became a defining moment in his career, inspired by a performance at Madison Square Garden where audiences demanded only his older material. The song reflected his acceptance of artistic independence, famously conveying the idea that personal authenticity matters more than public approval. This period re-established him as a serious musician rather than a nostalgia act, earning respect from both critics and fellow artists who recognized his willingness to evolve over time period, film career and Hollywood presence. Ricky Nelson also built a notable film career alongside his music success, appearing in several Hollywood productions that showcased his screen presence beyond television. One of his most recognized roles came in the 1959 Western Rio Bravo, directed by Howard Hawks, where he starred alongside John Wayne and Dean Martin. His performance as a young gunslinger demonstrated a calm confidence that surprised critics and audiences alike, proving he could hold his own among established film legends. He later appeared in The Wackiest Ship in the Army, a comedic war film that further expanded his acting range. While he did not always pursue leading roles, his presence added youthful appeal to ensemble casts. These film appearances reinforced his versatility and helped solidify his image as a multi-talented entertainer, capable of bridging music, television, and cinema during Hollywood's evolving studio era of the early 1960s in American entertainment history overall. Television guest roles and continued acting work. Ricky Nelson continued to appear in television productions throughout the late 1960s and 1970s, expanding his acting resume with guest roles across popular series. These appearances allowed him to transition from his earlier family sitcom image into a more varied dramatic performer. He took roles in westerns, crime dramas, and anthology programs, often playing characters that differed significantly from his public persona. Shows such as General Electric Theater and Hondo showcased his adaptability, while the Over the Hill Gang paired him with veteran actors in nostalgic storytelling formats. Later guest spots in series like The Streets of San Francisco and McCloud demonstrated his continued relevance in changing television landscapes. Although he never fully shifted his career away from music, these roles reinforced his status as a versatile entertainer who could still command attention on screen even as his recording career evolved in new directions. During his later career phase also, fame, relationships, and public life. Ricky Nelson's rise to fame brought intense public scrutiny, especially during his teenage years when his image was closely followed by fans and media outlets. As one of America's earliest teen idols, his personal life often became a subject of public curiosity. Relationships during this period were heavily influenced by both fame and family expectations. His mother, Harriet Nelson, played a significant role in guiding his choices, often emphasizing the importance of maintaining a wholesome public reputation. This created tension between personal desires and professional responsibilities. While Ricky experienced typical youthful relationships, he was constantly aware of how they might affect his career and family brand. The balance between independence and parental influence shaped much of his early adulthood. Despite these pressures, he maintained a composed public persona, carefully managing his image while continuing to develop as both a musician and actor in a highly visible entertainment environment. Overall legacy: marriage and family legacy. Ricky Nelson married Chris Harmon in 1963, a union that connected two prominent entertainment families and attracted widespread public attention. Chris was the daughter of football star Tom Harmon and actress Elise Knox, making the marriage a symbolic merging of sports and Hollywood legacies. Together they had 4 children: Tracy, Matthew, Gunnar, and Sam. Their children would later carry forward the family's artistic influence, with Tracy pursuing acting and the twin sons forming the successful band Nelson in the 1990s. The family dynamic appeared ideal from the outside, blending fame, talent, and tradition. However, life behind the scenes was shaped by the pressures of celebrity schedules and public expectations. Despite challenges, Ricky remained closely connected to his children, and his influence as both a musician and father played a significant role in shaping their creative paths and eventual contributions to entertainment history, across multiple generations of family legacy, continuing marriage breakdown and personal challenges. Ricky Nelson's marriage to Chris Harmon gradually deteriorated over the years as professional demands and personal differences placed increasing strain on their relationship. Extensive touring schedules and the pressures of maintaining dual public careers often kept him away from home, creating emotional distance between the couple. As time progressed, communication challenges and conflicting priorities further weakened their bond. By the late 1970s, the marriage had become increasingly unstable, leading to separation and eventually divorce in 1982. The legal process involved complex arrangements regarding custody and financial matters, reflecting the difficulties of separating two intertwined public lives. Despite the end of their marriage, both remained committed to supporting their children. The experience deeply affected Ricky, influencing the tone of his later music, which often reflected themes of reflection, loss, and personal growth, shaped by the realities of fame and the challenges of sustaining long-term relationships over extended periods. Overall life, final tour, and tragic plane crash. Ricky Nelson's final tour in 1985 marked a return to live performance with renewed energy as he traveled with his band across the United States. On December 31st, he boarded a Douglas DC-3 aircraft bound for a New Year's Eve concert in Dallas, Texas. During the flight, a fire broke out in the cabin, leading to a rapidly developing emergency situation. The plane attempted an emergency landing near DeKalb, Texas, but was engulfed in flames before reaching safety. Ricky Nelson, his fiancée Helen Blair, and several members of his band tragically died in the incident, while both pilots managed to escape. Early reports suggested a possible heater malfunction or electrical issue as the source of the fire. The sudden and devastating nature of the crash shocked fans worldwide and marked the abrupt end of a career that had spanned television, music, and film for decades across American entertainment history. Investigation, public reaction, and enduring legacy in popular culture today. Legacy. Ricky Nelson's death prompted extensive investigation and widespread public speculation, leading to official reviews by aviation authorities. The National Transportation Safety Board examined the Douglas DC-3 crash and concluded that a fire originating in the cabin was the primary cause, likely linked to a malfunctioning or improperly maintained heater system. Subsequent findings highlighted concerns about aircraft maintenance standards and safety compliance, particularly regarding older aircraft still in operation. Toxicology reports confirmed no presence of drugs or alcohol in Nelson's system, helping to dispel long-standing rumors that had circulated in the media. Over time, renewed historical research clarified many aspects of the tragedy, emphasizing mechanical failure and safety negligence rather than sensational theories. Today, Ricky Nelson is remembered not only as a pioneering musician,